This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP Network.
Your attention, please, and welcome to the Portkey Passport, a Disney podcast for adults, where we discuss all things travel, Disney, and beyond. Grab your passport, sit back, relax, and enjoy the wildest podcast in suburbia. Hosts, grab your park bags and stand clear of the doors as we dive into this episode.
Hi guys, it's Trisha. And as promised in our socials, if you caught that, we're going to be doing some mini podcasts throughout the weekend as we reveal information on D23. I am going to start with a couple of pieces of information that aren't actually happening at the convention. And the first is that a new Mickey Sorcerer balloon will be joining the Macy's Day Parade this year. This is Mickey's 21st appearance, and he will be measuring in at 62 feet. Also, The Mandalorian will be coming to Disney Plus on September 2nd, as well as an all-new LEGO Star Wars animated special. I will be tuning in because you all know I love Star Wars. So the news from D23 will be mostly focused on Disney World, as that's primarily what we discuss in our podcast. There's a little bit of information from Disneyland, such as the Pandora area will be still underway, will be joining the West Coast in the future. But as far as Disney World goes, there was a reveal of the Carousel of Progress. Now, we all know it's under renovation currently, but they had some new outfits, and can I say hello, yellow, that were inspired by the new slogan, "From the good old days to the possible future." The focus of the attraction will be shifting to the later half of the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st century, with the last scene set in a possible future. Now, based on the outfits that I saw, again, very yellow, some iridescent material, there is a vibe that feels very much like the newest Fantastic Four movie, that retro futuristic look. I love it, but I'm also not sure that's a very relevant look to what could actually happen in the future. And you know what? Maybe that's okay. That would protect that attraction from needing continual updates if they make it a feature that's not likely to happen here on this Earth, or in the multiverse in this particular Earth, whatever number we might be. Sorry, Marvel fans out there. As you know, again, I'm a Star Wars fan. One thing that I was really excited about with this attraction is that Rover is back and was on display with the costumes. What a relief. I think things would have been far less entertaining if we didn't have that dog and his twitchy little ears. Moving to another area of Magic Kingdom, there was a small reveal of Villains Land, and this was the models of 2 trees. They very much felt like walking through the haunted forest of the animated Snow White movie. They did have a small person as a comparison to the size of these trees. Now, granted, they're not as big as the Tree of Life, but they are a relatively impressive size. And the way that they're designed, it appears as though you'd be walking kind of like arched over you, so you'd be walking through them. Whether or not this will be an entry point into the land or just kind of a shaded walkway area, we don't know for sure yet. Hopefully we'll learn more, though, at the Horizons presentation that is set to take place tomorrow. In front of Villains Land in Magic Kingdom, Cars Land, which is already underway, had some additional information revealed in its full Piston Peak model, which is on display at D23. We've learned the name of the second attraction, Miss Fritter Demolition Derby. And if you recall, Miss Fritter was the Derby Queen bus from Cars 3. What we can tell from this ride is that it looks like a flat, family-friendly spinning ride. And you're probably all thinking we already have the teacups, but based on what I was seeing, it looks to me more like Mater's Junkyard Jamboree in Disneyland. But I guess we'll know more once they reveal that closer to the opening of that land. Now, as a reminder, there are some additional areas to this land that have already been revealed. You'll be able to explore Visitor's Lodge and a Ranger headquarters. There'll be trails because we don't do enough walking as it is in Disney World. And the other attraction is an off-road rally race ride. The model detailed a single track. It was giving a mix of test track and dinosaur because there were certain areas that were somewhat uneven, though there were also some flat straightaways and low sloping hills. So I guess we'll just have to see. I have to say, based on the model, I'm underwhelmed by the type of attractions that they're advertising and just honestly whelmed by the overall look of the land. Is it a better replacement for what was there with Tom Sawyer's Island and Rivers of America? Probably. It'll be more dynamic. I'm sure it'll be able to house more people. But I think I'm going to hold judgment for now. Moving over to Animal Kingdom, where Dinosaur is under construction, being replaced by the Indiana Jones ride, we have a model of the Mayan temple facade that will be currently is being built, and you can catch some visual height from this area of the Encanto house, which I will talk about shortly. But based on the pictures of real Imagineers standing near these massive stone pieces that they'll be using, this thing is going to be quite tall and should draw quite a few eyes. As I said, Tropical Americas has shown some new carousel characters. Previously, we had seen Kevin from Up, but now you can also catch glimpses of Eeyore, Chispy from Encanto, Pua from Moana, and Nigel from Finding Nemo. I felt like these are very Jim Shore-esque, just kind of whimsical, really cute. I think it's going to be a beautiful carousel. I mean, it's a carousel, so there's not going to be much of a reveal there. But I do think it'll be something pleasant to the eye. Additionally, for the second attraction, which is based on the Encanto house, they had a couple of the ride vehicles. And again, I'm disappointed because they look identical to Rise of the Resistance, with the exception of the decor. The vehicles themselves look as though the house has been transformed or kind of broken itself down and rebuilt into these individual rides, where one had decorations where it was like a piano made up the front of it. Another one was made up of doors, but the ride vehicle itself is identical to Rise of the Resistance. So I'm expecting this to be a trackless ride, which honestly is where a lot of our rides are headed at the Disney parks nowadays. And finally, there was an announcement about the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. And initially, I got really excited because for those older Disney fans who have been in the community for a while, you should be familiar with CSEA. And I thought this could possibly be an announcement that we might be getting that back at some capacity. Maybe something along the lines of like an interactive game throughout the parks. I know that they've had that and they've let that go. I really loved the concept of this with these people exploring the world and finding artifacts. What we found out was that an artifact was teased to be unveiled, but when it was shown to the public today with a crate opening, it was missing. And now guests at the convention have the opportunity to participate in an activity where they can try to locate this missing artifact. So unfortunately, what I thought was going to be maybe an announcement for something coming to the parks appears to be more of a convention-specific activity. But we will see maybe when they reveal the artifact, hopefully at the end of all of this, it'll be something that totally blows our minds. We'll have to wait and see. Haha, no pun intended. Well, that's all for right now. Please keep tuning in throughout the weekend. We'll have these short episodes recapping some of the highlights of D23, and hopefully we'll have a few giant surprises to share once they are revealed tomorrow again at the Horizons show, the Horizons discussion about park advancements. So until our next news drop, talk to you later.
If you're looking for a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, continue to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Just search the Portkey Passport. Want in on the antics? Send us a transmission at portkeypassport@portkeyvacations.com with your comments and questions. Listen and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are found. And feel free to leave a cast compliment in a review. Plan your next magic adventure by contacting your favorite Portkey Vacations agent at portkeyvacations.com. Podcasts assemble on the UUOP Network, the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, Rush of Fear, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the Taste of Universal podcast, the unofficial Universal United Kingdom podcast, Big Dumb Stuff and Theme Park Duo for West Coast news and updates. And check out our network partner, The Fudge Factor, on YouTube for park vlogs.